Hi, hello there, friends. My name's McLagging, and I am the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past lover. Back around the 2017 days, I used to do various speedruns of this game, and did somewhat decent at it. And while doing speedruns, I also joined many randomizer races and tournaments, and I did pretty well in those too. I did this for a few years straight almost every single day. And after a while, I finally got burned out. Now, and almost 3 years later, I have not played A Link to the Past at all. Until right now. Come join me on my journey to relearn this game. As in this series, I will be starting from the beginning. Standard mode, no crazy settings, no quick swap, no crazy clips or glitches. As I will just be playing by the no major glitches rule set, not the randomizer rule set. This series will be bite-sized videos of the seeds I play to show things I learned, things I messed up, and whatever else I find interesting, as I attempt to knock off 3 years of rust. What's the worst that could happen? Alright, we are now in for seed 3. Almost said 4. 3. We begin off here. Good old uncle wishing us luck while he goes dies. Basically instantly. But first pull, Moon Pearl. It's pretty aggressive. Bow start, which was our go mode item last time, so we don't have to hunt for a bow this time. Bow's pretty easy. You just plug them all full of arrows, moving on, and then we just pull a sword anyway, so. Sword it is through the rest of this as we fight our first boss. Dinked him a couple times, lost 1 hit point, but we ended up defeating him. We rescue Zelda, and we just zipper through the rest of the sewers. But going from bow straight to sword is actually pretty nice. Then I can just farm up and see what enemies are dropping. I did get a bomb out of there. And we find ourselves a glove in the back here, so we're rolling in items so far on this seed. Did a quick map check. Eastern and Hera are crystals. Deserts are green pendant. Found 20 bucks laying around the woods. Got even more bombs. Here we have mitts. We now have Dark World access. In less than 10 minutes. And ourselves Kena Samaria. So now we have quite a bit we can do with early Dark World. So I'm going to finish up the rest of Kakariko here. I did see a nice item here, and that is our Fire Rod. Yet another good item to track on our board here. So we're rolling in items and options right now. You check out our map. Pod is a good crystal. Skullwood's another good crystal. Ice Mire and Turtle Rock are our other crystals. I check out the front of Thieves Town because it's just easy to do. Death Warp out of there. I could go right after Skull Woods, but I wasn't comfortable with the fighter sword and green mail and not very many hearts. So I figured I'll clear out some more overworld first. We do pull ourselves an ice rod, so no ice rod hunt this seed. Continue to pull items, see what we can get before we start dungeon diving, just to feel a little more comfortable. Just a fighter sword and green mail. You're very squishy. We get ourselves a hook shot out of Mini Moldorm. Now I'm starting to think about some dungeons. We still have Skullwoods on the board. We could do Eastern as well. Zip through the Zora era, see what kind of ripoff we get this time. 500 bucks for 3 bombs, and we only needed 1 before we hit 10. Now we're gonna go through Eastern because that's the easier option between Eastern and Skull. Eastern's much simpler, and these dark rooms are pretty straightforward. We're able to make it through these pretty easily, didn't have too much problem. This room with the fire rod, you slide up that torch and you can just easily go through that as well. I can still count to 5 and defeat Armos with the quick kill. We got our first crystal in under sub 30. Now with 11 hearts, I feel much better about going after Skullwoods, so we're gonna dive through here and see how it goes. I did get a full magic drop off on the Gibdos, which was huge, so we could use the fire rod for most of this fight. We just had to buy our time. It took a little bit, but we survived through that fight. Death warped out of the back. Finish up clearing out Skull Woods. Unfortunately, we find ourselves a flute. Went ahead and picked up the smith since we're activating the flute anyway. Just do it along the way. Drop him off, and we're going up the mountain because we have a lot of things we can clear out up there. With mitts, the hookshot, moon pearl. Here we get ourselves our master sword. It's nice having a weapon upgrade. And we also find Quake in here. Nothing on the island of note, nothing through Spiral Cave. Now we're going to the Dark World. Hookshot Cave, didn't have much. Turtle Rock is the Ether Medallion. And right here we find ourselves in a hammer, so now we have a lot more options again. So now I decided to reclimb the mountain, go right after Hera to get our third crystal. Fortunately, had to go through the tile room. Making our way through, I do try for the bomb, and I was not in the right position, fell 2 floors, had to reclimb, then yeah. Lost a little bit of time there. We do get Tempered Sword for our trouble, so that's actually a pretty good trade-off. Finish off here with Spike Cave, just finish up the mountain aside from Turtle Rock and Ether. Checked out the Meyer Medallion, we need Bombos. So we're basically a Bombos and Ether away from go mode at this point. We still don't have a lamp, so this is the first seed I have had to do a lot of dark rooms. We did find a mirror pod, which is great. Clearing pod without the mirror is just slow and tedious. With the mirror, we can zip around a lot quicker. After the dark room, we do find ourselves Bombos, so now we are just an Ether away from our go mode. Assuming we don't need boots for Ganon's Tower. To get in the Ganon's Tower, we just need Ether. Continue our way through the dark rooms. On my last fire rod shot, I did hit the torch in the turtle room, so we escaped out of that. With that, I got both the 5-6 crystals. Now we can do the big bomb. So I figure I'll go ahead and clear this out before diving Mire. And on the ledge, we found ourselves Ether. And in the Pyramid Fairy was also the boots. So now we're in go mode. There's nothing else that can hold me back aside from not having a lamp, which knew this was going to happen eventually. It hasn't happened in the past couple seeds, but now's the time to refresh ourselves on dark rooms. Just Mire was the one I wasn't thrilled about because there's just a lot of enemies in the dark room and you can get hopped around quite a bit. Turtle Rock's dark room's not bad, you just gotta know which direction to hold in the maze. We do make it through here, we do lose some health as you see it depleting as we go through. But we do make it. I end up using the cape because I only had 3.5 hearts. Made it through Vitreous, now we're going straight after Turtle Rock. And again, we have basically everything that we need. I almost messed up those torches, got it just in time. Through our dark rooms, getting chipped down on our health quite a bit. And straight after Trinex to go after our 7th crystal here. And there we go. Off to Ganon's Tower. Nothing in the first 6 chest here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is where our big key was. We climb up our tower. Goes actually not bad. Lamola's was a little bit of a pain because I didn't want to burn up all my magic using the fire rod since I have no lamp. Aghanim doesn't go nearly as well as the last time. So we enter into our Ganon fight and we get down to half a heart. Luckily, I remembered I did have a blue potion left. Unfortunate I had to burn it right there because I don't have a lamp, and if I miss torch glitch, we're in trouble. I did end up getting it, luckily. I was very stressed throughout this whole fight. Because no lamp, if I miss that torch glitch, it's over. I gotta bail, I gotta get more magic. Come back, do it again. Luckily we saved that, and we saved the sub 130 for the first time. On seed 3. Make a huge jump in our best time that we've had so far. But finally a friendly seed. We only dipped the front at these 10. We didn't enter swamp at all. We didn't enter desert at all. First time I haven't had multiple pendants in my inventory. Oh no, first lampless seed. Yeah. It's interesting going through the dark rooms again. I had to pull up a map of Turtle Rock to remember which direction to hold in the maze. Mire I mostly remember, just definitely got beat up a bit in there, but first sword was 2 minutes in, flute 34, boots an hour. One of these days we'll get an early boots seed, and it'll be really nice and fun. And nice. I killed a few bosses with the fighter sword, with master. The rest were tempered. Tempered's always nice to have. It just puts me in my comfort zone. 246 menu time. I'm very happy with the sub 3 menu time. Any time I can get that. And the biggest number, the collection rate, 140 out of 216. Our last two seeds have been in the 170s and 180s. That's the biggest difference in time, is 40 less checks, 30 to 40 less checks. No pendants in our inventory. No, it felt great. Actually clutched out the Ganon fight, was super worried, super stressed, almost died right away. The first sub 30 seed in a few years. Got this early, it was actually surprising but nice at the same time. I doubt our next seed will be nearly as nice as this one, but we can always hope. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.